Good morning, everybody. Hope you're well. I really want a house in the middle of the trees. Not a tree house, a house in the trees. I'll keep manifesting that one. Detachment. So how do we detach from other people's behaviours, their words, their actions, their reactions? Really hard practice, I'd say. The art of detachment is when we're in a situation with somebody, we might get triggered, we might get fired up, we might get frustrated, we might get emotional, might get angry, might get sad, might get upset. The art of detachment is to then not get involved with what that is. It doesn't mean that you're ignoring your emotions at all. It means how do I not react? And it is detaching. And one way to do that is to become the observer of what's happening. So if somebody, for example, is shouting at you and having a go at you, it would be very natural for many reasons to feel a reaction. A reaction might be to shout back. It might be to stamp your foot. It might be to cry. I'm not saying a reaction is bad, but if we're trying to master our emotions and master ourselves more, we get powerful, and the real power in that is to observe what somebody's doing. So one thing I do, rather than focusing too much in that moment on what emotion is coming up on me, in me, I might deal with my emotion like 10-15 minutes later, but I try not to react based on my emotion, because I'll often regret that. So I'll be like, okay, maybe I feel angry, or maybe I feel tearful, and I will look at what the other person is saying or doing to ignite that feeling in me. I own it, it's mine. They haven't made me feel that way. They don't have the power to do that. They can do situations, say words that ignite a response in me, but how I then deal with that is mine, no matter what they've done. So I will observe their words, their actions, and think, oh, that's interesting, they're manipulating me, or oh, that's interesting, I think they're coming from a place of rage. Oh, that's interesting, they're being quite rude in their approach, or quite pushy. And I focus on the behaviour rather than what's being dealt with. That way I can detach and then walk away and own my own emotions. Not easy to own emotions, because we'll often think, you made me feel that way. They don't have the power to do that. We can get triggered, but it's only because we're being triggered in our stuff. If we can master our emotions enough, we acknowledge our part there. That's my trigger, that's my emotions. And we can see that how the other person is behaving is theirs. And we can observe their behaviour and sort of study it from a theoretical mindset, instead of going, isn't that interesting how they're going about getting their own way? Isn't that interesting that maybe they're so anxious that they're pushing their agenda a bit too much? And we come at it from almost it's quite unorganic in a way. It's quite clinical. But we keep the emotion out of it for the moment, and then we walk away and deal with what's come up for us. I'm not saying that you put up with what people are treating you like if they're not treating you well. It's not about that. It's how to master your emotions in those moments so that you're not explosive or reactive, which we often regret. It's better to respond than react. And responding often takes a few moments to go away, breathe through it, calm down, and then go back and address the situation. The reactiveness is the opposite of detachment. So when we're detaching from a drama, we're stepping back, we're observing what's going on. Oh, they're overstepping my boundaries. Oh, I'm not sure how I feel about this right now. We walk away for a while and breathe through it. We might go back and address the situation with the person if they're reasonable. We might not. But detaching is not throwing yourself into the story, not throwing yourself into the drama with the other person. It's stepping back away from drama and actually being observant and objective, almost like you're witnessing it. You're not involved in it, going, what's going on between these two people, being myself? What actually is the interaction here, rather than the drama of the story? Not easy. Practice, practice, practice. But that's how you walk away with your head up high, and that's how you learn more about yourself. You reflect on how you acted or how you didn't act. You reflect on what you thought or what you didn't think. You reflect on an emotion that got triggered, and actually, where did it come from 20 years ago that felt familiar now? As always, I'm not claiming to have mastered all that myself. It will probably take me a lifelong practice to get all that in one go, but it's worth knowing. It helps. It keeps your life calm, peaceful, and drama-free. Keep healing.